Let me show you Tissy's stable. So there are 6 stables in this barn. There's Grace, she's going to move as well. I had the option of having these two and having Estrid and Tissy next door to each other, but I have opted at the moment, and this might change depending on how it goes, for this stable, which Vicky very kindly pressure washed yesterday, so I need to give it a bit of a sweep, to be Tissy's, and Estrid to stay in the stable we've got up in the brick barn. And my thought processing for that is, if I want to take one horse out, Estrid is not gonna just chill in a stable if I take Tiz out. And I want her to learn, I am fully into horses having friends, and if I had more money and more land, I'd have a herd. They'd live in a herd, they'd have friends, and they would very rarely be alone. But Estrid does need to learn to be a bit more independent, and we will be stabling away at competitions next year, hopefully. So I thought having Estrid up in the brick stable, our normal one, by herself, might make her a little bit more independent, although a little bit of me thinks then she's going to be lonely. But she'll be able to see other horses. So from that stable, in the day, if she's in the day, and the other horses are out in the day, she'll be able to see them. And if she's in at night, there'll be horses next door to her, like up in the brick stable. So we'll see how it goes, but I was hoping that it would mean that I can move both horses around a little bit more easily without one kicking off because one's been left in the stable, one's been, like, you know what I mean. It might not work that way, and Estrid might end up in this one because she's so silly up there, but I'm hoping that they'll be pretty good. So it's a really lovely stable. I've opted for the corner one rather than the one next door. No reason really. But I think I might just put a rug holder here, like the one I've got in my other stable, so there's a little bit of privacy. Like Tissy quite likes to be able to come forward to like see the other horses. Grace is going to move down a little bit as well because those N3 stables, especially now my trailer is no longer there, get quite a lot of wind and rain into them. This corner stable does turn into a little bit of a vortex sometimes because the dust in the barn comes into this corner, but there's not much difference between these two. So so I think I'll put rugs up here so Tissy she can stand in this corner, have a nice snooze, be private. That's what she likes. Like, I know her pretty well now, and that's what we do at competitions if they're like this, so that she can get away, have her own space, and then she can come forward and have a chat if she wants to. So we'll probably I do have one of those stable covers that I got from the World Equestrian Games 10 years ago, so I could put that up there actually. Maybe we'll do that. I think it's at home, back in the deepest, darkest Wales, in my bedroom. So I will get that and put that up there. I'll message my parents and see if they can bring it. So yeah, it's really nice to have some stables, and they're so big and lovely, and I think I'll just have a hook there for her head collar, and I might get a stable chain for this stable as well, because it just makes going in, changing rugs and getting the odd poop out a bit easier when you've got something across the stable door. Yeah, how exciting. I'm actually quite excited for winter. I know, that's weird, but I am. Hello. I have been to B&Q for a very odd assortment of things. I have chain, some threaded metal bars. Let me get this door open. Some plastic piping. A lot of plastic piping, almost doesn't fit in the van. Love the van life. Some clips and some nuts, because I'm going to make another rug holder like my brother made me years ago out of these exact same things for Tissy's new stable. I've also got a few other bits and bobs for other projects, but I am getting the stables ready for when they start to come in. So I wanted Tissy to have her own little rug holding space, which would also act as a divider for her little like privacy area that I want in the stable. So been to B&Q, let's go back to the yard and we'll go through a step-by-step tutorial of how I make my rug holder. So I've been to B&Q and I've also been to Mole Valley, where I got a corn broom brush ready for winter mucking out, and I've just got this out of the van. Usually I use this for competitions, for like on the stable for my head collar, but I'm going to use it here for Tissy's head collar over winter. So let's go into the stable. My stuff to make the rug rack is here. I'm just going to put my corn broom there for now. So I want to put my stable cover here so that everyone else just sees the back of the stable cover, so it's nice and tidy, and my rug rack here. So let's get measuring and see what I can make, see if it's as good as Will's. It won't be. He's an engineer. He makes everything like over-engineered in terms of like structurally sound and perfect, whereas I don't have those skills, but hopefully it'll be functional. First of all, I need to cut the chain to the correct length. Oh, which one was it? That one. This might be a mission. Do the other side. Yay! Okay, and then match the other side. I bought these bolts, normal bolts, and some end cap bolts. And what Will did is he screwed the bolts on, and then let's start at the bottom, put the chain through, the bolt on, chain through, like that. Let's see how far we can get it. And then the end bolt over the top of that. Ta-da! Look at that! That's pretty cool! Okay, so we're going to do that with 3 ends. And then we can put the plastic over the top. So I need to work out where the other ones are going to go so nice and level. First one's all in place. Now I need to cut this pipe to length and leave enough space that the bolts can go on the other end. So let's do that. I might need a bigger knife. Maybe a Stanley would have been a better choice. No, we're there. Okay. Bolt. Probably done it a little bit bigger, but that's okay. We'll do that for the next 2. Like here. Okay, cut 2 more pieces. Thread them on. And a bolt. And 12, 13, 14, 15. Ta-da! One rug rack. Let's just put it up, see what it looks like. I'm pretty pleased with that. I just need to get the stable cover to go behind so it looks nice from that side. You don't see like the back of my rugs. But I think that's the perfect height, like just at the metal, and then a couple more. So I'll do a travel rug, a sweat rug and stable rug. Oh, excellent. I'm really pleased with that. We are officially in the depths of darkness. It is now going to be dark when I get to the horses in the morning, and it will be dark when I get to the horses after work. So video quality, when you haven't got fancy camera gear, will be a little bit lower because we don't have any daylight. I don't know how people, like vloggers in like Svalbard and places where there's even less light than here, how do they get through life? That's what I want to know. Anyway, I've done a little bit of prep on my stable. I put the rug holder up a few days ago, and now it is time to put the bedding down. I went to Mole Valley and did a big bedding order. So here we go. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it in the van. Here we go. She is chock-a-block of bedding, and I'm going to put it on the pallet here. I ordered enough to set the beds up and then for a month of top up. I've gone for a little bit, something a bit different this year. I have decided that I'm going to still do my Straw Max pellets. Just it's so easy to muck out. It's really cost effective in terms of buying the bag in the first place. It's quite cheap and you only have to put one bag in a week, and it's really quick and easy to muck out. So that means a lot to me. But also because it is so fine, it does get everywhere. So I thought I would get it's called Equinola, I think you can get any brand. It's like a miscanthus type bedding, so it's like a very fine chop. Is it straw or miscanthus? It's very, very, very fine chop. I'll show you in a minute. To put on top to just maybe keep that dust down a little bit and be a bit better for their respiratory systems. We'll see. I might be entirely wrong, but it's a little experiment. But first of all, I need to get what is essentially, how big are those bags? 15 times a 20, 300 kilos, if my maths is wrong. That's embarrassing, isn't it? 300 kilos out of my van and onto this pallet. Wish me luck. Ta-da! Had to take my coat off because I got quite warm doing that. It's chopped oilseed rape straw, so it is straw. That is the bedding I'm going to try on top as a little experiment. Stocked up, ready for winter. I've got 2 haylage bales in this pile, which I think will last me till December, so I'll need to order some more. I get the fear, like ideally I would order in like all of the bales I needed for winter, but obviously it's not my yard, so I can't fill it with just bales for me. So I don't know whether I'll order just a couple more to make me feel better. That into the depths of winter we'll have haylage, or to wait it out. Decisions. I think I'll have to see how much haylage Estrid is going to be eating when she's stabled, because they won't be eating haylage out in the field for a little while, hopefully. And I don't know whether opening a big bale like that will be worth the money, or whether I should just buy small bales for now until they're eating haylage in the field and the stable. I don't know. Don't know what the most cost-effective way will be. I'll probably end up opening a big bale, making sure it's nice and spread up so the haylage doesn't like get all manky, because Tissy won't be eating it in the stable, she'll be having a mash. So anyway, I am going to set up Tissy's stable now, and then I will set up Estrid's stable another day because it's quite late. But I just want to see what it all looks like and get it set up, and it's a brand new stable, so it should look lovely. So now I have to move some more bedding over to Tissy's little corner suite. Bedding in. Got 2 water canisters as well, because these need soaking before they are ready. So I'm going to put a couple of slits in the bag. While we wait for them to puff up, I've got a couple of other things for Tissy's stable. Put these back in my van. So let's see what I've got. We have a salt lick, and I'm super excited for this because this is her WEG stable cover, and I really want to put it up in there to make her rug rack look a bit more tidy. And then I also have a stable chain for making going in and out easier. Let's pick up the salt rock. Okay. I need to go and get a couple of cable ties and a step so I can put this up. I'm so excited. The last of the cable ties. Look at that! That is so cool. And then I'll put her rugs up here so it will actually probably cover that. But it gives Tissy a little bit of privacy. I was thinking about bringing it all the way to the end corner, but actually I think it's okay like that. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to put this up for so long, but obviously I've never really had anywhere to put it. Like, it couldn't really go in my other stable. There was nowhere for it to hang, whereas this is perfect, and it also serves the purpose of, I wanted Tissy to have, she likes having her own private little space, and then she'll pop out. She's quite antisocial actually. So yeah, oh, I'm so pleased. It makes me so happy. It brings so many wonderful memories, like the memories that Tissy has given me and that we have shared, and the fact that we went to a World Equestrian Games together and we've got a keepsake from it, and now it can be out and reminding us all the time. I'm really, really happy. Just need to put a little bit of baler twine around here so we can attach my stable guard to it. One stable guard to stop whistles coming out when I'm just bobbing in and out. I might shorten the chain one. Yes, but yeah, looks lovely. Look how blue it is. Now it's nice and new. The bedding has puffed up enough, I think, to take it out now. So I'll just finish off this and we'll do that. I'm not the biggest fan of automatic water feeders. They serve their purpose, no judgment, but I prefer, oh, there's a black cat. We don't have a black cat in the yard. What are you doing on the cat's sofa? Where are the other two? I got distracted by the cat that's not meant to be here. Automatic water drinkers, I prefer a bucket. So they were actually leaking, they were dripping, so we've just turned them off and I'm going to use a bucket instead. It just means I can monitor how much they're drinking. So I just need to, because these are the winter buckets for in stables and for Tissy's mash that she has, because she can't chew the haylage very well. So I just need to clean them up because they've been in the attic, and then I will pop it in the stable, but I'm not going to fill it up until it's actually time. So it's a nice fresh bucket of water. Just a bit dusty, aren't you? Okay, I don't like to put water buckets in corners because I don't want to deter them. Like, I wouldn't want to put my head in a dark corner to drink my water. So I like them to go along the long side. I don't want it to put under where the haylage is going to be. I think I'm going to put the haylage on this side. So that only leaves this section here. I think I'm just going to pop the water there. And also it's quite easily accessible for me to like carry water in, which means last but not least I'm going to put the salt lick up right here, I think. Let's do that. I don't want it directly into the water, so that'll do for tonight. Otherwise Dan will start thinking I've got buried under bedding. So when I put the beds down for the first time, obviously it's quite wet because you've poured a lot of water, it's all going down at once. When I add in bedding, I will soak it in the wheelbarrow, and by the time I then put it in the bed the next, like 12 hours later, it's like dry because it's soaked everything up and turned into like a powder. But at the moment, because I've done it like that, it is still quite damp as it's starting to absorb everything. Tomorrow it'll have like puffed up loads and be really dry. So I'm not going to put the equinola, like the rapeseed straw, chopped straw, on top until it's gone puffy and dry, because I think otherwise it would like just soak it in, and that's not what we want. So I think that's as much as I can do in the dark. So we've got our lovely stable chain, we've got salt lick, bedding puffing away there, bucket, and my favourite bit is the little rug station. I'll put all her rugs there another time before she comes in. She can have all her rugs there, and Estrid can have all her rugs in that stable. Yeah, not long. We've got 1 week to go, and then we start our winter routine. I've managed to leave work a little bit early, which means it is daylight. So I've got Tissy's rugs to put up on her rug rack. I need to get her stable rug from in the attic, so that can be for another day. But I just wanted to see my stable. I mean, it's still not very daylight in the barn, I guess, but hopefully all the bedding has absorbed and puffed up. Yes, excellent. And we can put down the top layer. But first I would like to put my rugs up. If you can even see it, one stable done. I'm really happy. Maybe one day you'll get to see it in the daylight, probably in 2025. But I hope Tissy likes it. Not long now. Just Estrid's to go. So hopefully the light is a little bit better in Estrid's stable. I do have to lunge her over some poles now, so by the time I get round to doing Estrid's stable, it is going to be dark again, but hopefully her lighting in her stable is a little bit more light, so you will be able to see. We're in Estrid's stable. I also got her a salt lick, you know, no favourites here. So I'm just going to put that up first, and then we shall begin the bedding down. I don't really know what kind of knot I want to do. Right, this is super satisfying. This comes apart so easily. I love that noise. Another bed down. So Estrid she'll actually keep this in the corner because the barn will have the wheelbarrow and my mucking out stuff in, so it'll be easy to like quickly skip Tiz out like in between every now and again if she's in there, and I'll keep this in here for when I'm tacking up Estrid and she's pooping all over the show, and to like tidying up. The hoof picking bucket will go in the wash box because their legs will be washed off and hoofs picked in there. But for now, we've got one more week of doing it in here. This will be her water bucket. This is another automatic drinker, but I'm not the biggest fan. Then her rugs, so coolers, exercise sheet, her travel rug. This is her half and half rug that I need to put away. So there's also a bucket in the corner that I need to put up there. So I'll do that, and I'll get down the stable rugs at the same time. And then she has a nice bed, salt lick, hay, ready to rumble. Yeah, so now we await the day. Estrid, I think, is going to be very extra for the first week or so. I think she'll be very cross about it, and her bed will be an absolute mess, and she'll get very stressed. Tiz will be chill. She always is. But I think once Estrid gets into a routine and she understands what's going on, this will be her first winter like properly stable. She's only been stabled with me for like box rest, so it'll take her a while, I think, to get into the routine of things, but hopefully she'll be fine. If she is a problem, then there's always the stable next to Tissy, and I might have to resort to that, but I'm hoping we won't, because she does have horses there. She can see horses across like the fields and stuff, so hopefully we get to stay in this stable, because I would like to keep her in here because I really like it. So yeah, stables are ready. They've both got rug racks, both got salt licks. I do need to put a hay net in Tissy's, although she won't really eat it. She'll be mainly having her mash. But yeah, now we just await the day that we have to bring in. Oh, winter. Today is the day that the ponies are coming in for the very first time. So I've just put a hay net up in Tissy's stable. She probably will only get through like one hay net every few days because she has her mash instead, which I need to go and get in a second. Whoa, there's a really big spider on the floor. Hi. But first off, I'm going to make Estrid a hay net out of this lovely, lovely haylage. It's Italian ryegrass, I do believe, and it's from last year, so I wasn't sure if it was going to be okay, but actually it feels all right, and it smells beautiful. So I'm just going to make up a hay net for Estrid, put that in her stable, get Tissy's mash from the feed room, and then put them in. I imagine the first night is going to be stressful and a bit anxious for Estrid, but oh, it's yummy. Well, I don't know if it's yummy. It doesn't smell good though. How much do we need? I think that's probably enough. We need to gauge. Is that a dog poo? Oh, that is a dog poo. Don't stand on the dog poo. I mean, it's lucky I didn't stand on the poop. Ta-da! I am now going to, I don't think you can even see a single thing. It will all have gone black, but I'm now going to make up their feeds. Now hopefully, I've been away this weekend, I've been working, but hopefully, yes he has, Dan has made Tissy her mash. Nice. Lovely. I'm still going to give Tissy a feed in like a separate bucket because I just feel like they're two separate things for me. So we'll make up the feeds and put them directly in their stables. Tiz is going to have a scoop of cubes, and Estrid is going to have a scoop of endurance mix. Yummy! Stables are set up and ready. There is food, there is water, there is bedding. I'm going to bring Estrid in first, I think. I haven't figured out in my head what's going to be best. Tissy comes in first and goes in the barn, and Estrid runs around in the field, or Estrid comes in first and then sees Tissy walk past her and go into the barn without her. Who knows? We'll we'll have a play with the routine. Estrid's so sensitive. Tissy doesn't care either way. It is pitch black out there, and you won't be able to see a thing, but I'm going to bring Estrid in first, and then I think Junior is actually in the walkway, so I might have to put him in his paddock before I bring them out, because I don't want all chaos to set loose. So yes, let's go and get Estrid. Hoping you get chilled enough that I can bring you both in at the same time and drop you off at your stable, but I feel like that's a dream right now, isn't it? Yes, that is a dream. Come here, you. Who's there? Let's put this across. One pony in a stable. Estrid, your feed is in there. Here you go. Oh wait, Tissy, you're so funny. Well, yeah, there's Estrid banging on the dill, whinnying and rearing, as expected. It might just be better to bring them in together, to be honest. Who knows? Who is? You're like, have you got mud in your forelock? This is going to be your new stable, Whistle. You haven't been in here yet. Look at you, you're such a mess. You are such a little mess. Right, let's take the collar off. We're going in there. You're such a good girl. There's feet. No. Whiz! Whiz! Back in. There's feet in the corner. Yeah, okay. Just dropped that. Chaos everywhere. Another pony in the stable. You're a little bit, what's the word? You're a little bit unsettled as well. Very unlike you. I know, Estrid. Right, lights off in the barn. You're gonna be all right. You can see Junior, and you've got Dina up there somewhere. Okay. Just try and be good. I know you're very stressed, but you'll get used to it. That's the problem when I don't earn enough money to have our own land and stuff. We have to do what liveries want, and you have to stay inside only for a little bit, only for half the day, and then you're out again. Oh dear. Right, light off for you. I've turned both their lights off. They're both a little bit unsettled, which I'm quite surprised of with Tiz. Normally she's pretty chilled about everything. There is fireworks going off as well. They're both whinnying and rearing and kicking the door, and I hate leaving them like that. And it's one of the reasons I'm not the biggest fan of stabling, because I've never had a horse that actually particularly likes it. And not that they don't like it, that like wants to go in the stable. They're always happy to go out in the field. But I'm sure it's just getting into the routine, and once they know, they'll be fine with it. I've never had a horse that doesn't eventually settle into a nice routine, but the first few nights and stuff, when they're being stressy, you just worry, don't you, that they're going to do something and injure themselves or be really upset. But they are both starting to settle. Estrid just did a really big sigh over the door, and I can't hear Tissy anymore, so oh no, there she was. But yeah, it is just part of being in a livery, and you've got to look after the land, and you don't want the land to be poached and them standing in mud, and so there are pros and cons to it. It's just, it wouldn't be my preference of horse management, but also it is really, really normal. So it will be good for Estrid, I think, as well, just to get used to being stable, because you'll have to be stable for competition next year. So night one, fingers crossed, it all goes okay. Night, guys.